Alright guys, got motor put together, sort of. It's in a long block assembly for the most part. So I got the transmission in, seeing it back there. Everything seems to be lining up. So we'll crawl underneath and look at the torque converter and flex plate alignment. Alright, so, oh man, it's so dark. Alright, see if we can get this here. Ooh, it's so dark. There we go. There's the teeth mesh. That looks like that's gonna work. Yeah, so it looks like I got the starter in the right spot. I even modded this a little bit, added some extra, oh gosh. Added some extra material in here to help hold the starter. But yeah, that looks like that's gonna work. Alright, here we are. So, I was finally able to get this bolt lined up and got it pushed in there. It's nice and snug now, so everything should be where it's supposed to be. So, torque converter shoved all the way into the transmission. So there's probably, I don't know, big quarter inch that needs to get pulled towards me for the nut to go on. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. Transmission mounts all the way up and in, all the way across. I took a little beating on to make it work. You can see where I modified the pan to get rid of the hump that it had, so I should gain some ground clearance. I did some measurements against the 4R70W, and from here up to the bell housing bolts, this one is only going to be a quarter inch taller, deeper than what I had before, so I'm not really going to lose any ground clearance. I think the idea is I will maybe add some some spring in the back, get the back end of the car up at least a little bit, and that will raise the whole car slightly also. But I've seen in the past doing that. So I'm waiting for the battery to charge, and I'm gonna go ahead and crank on this and just kind of listen to what it sounds like. There we go. I was looking at the alignment before I put the tranny on, and the teeth look like they're gonna line up real nice. So we'll see what happens. This should work out. All right, we're gonna give this a quick test. I already tested it, but just for your guys' viewing pleasure, I'm going to hit the starter key and see if the motor turns over and what it sounds like. So. Sounds pretty good. So, next thing is a drive shaft. I need to look at the code. I need to do some hardware mods to the ECU and play with some wiring ideas. And then, in the meantime, I just got to put the valve body back in the transmission, along with getting a new lead frame, putting it in, testing it, characterizing the transmission range selector. Because to get it in reverse, the transmission shifts into fifth when the lever is in the reverse position. That's how you select reverse. So gotta kind of figure out how that's gonna even work at all. But yeah, so far so good. Primed it a little bit earlier today. Put some oil through it. Did the valve preload. So in theory, the motor's ready to go. I just need to put all the accessories back on it, and then it'll be ready to run. But it's getting there. Hopefully, we'll see what this coronavirus does. I might get a couple of weeks of paid home work on car, get project complete time money. So we'll see what happens. Later.